Hi, so welcome to Horse Events. Thank you very much for your time today. We wouldn't be able to run these events without your help, so we really appreciate you coming and we hope you have a very enjoyable day. This briefing is going to be about the fence judge briefing, and we are going to explain the equipment you need and all the instructions of the different elements that you will get involved in throughout the day. So before you head off to your fence, you need to make sure that you've got the correct equipment. This will include your radio, your flag, your clock, very importantly your whistle, some pens, the instruction booklet in case you have any queries or want to just check up on something, your score pad, and also your 4 report forms. You also need to make sure that you take your lunch with you, which you can collect from the marquee, and also a hot water flask. If you could bring the hot water flask from home, we will then provide you with the tea and coffee so you can make it at your fence when you want. So in this section we're going to talk about the use of the radio and show you how to use it. So these are your radios and they will be given to you along with your fence judge packs. The smaller button on the side here, you just turn that round, that acts as the on button and also the volume, so you can turn that one up or down as you require. The fence judges for horse events are on channel 3. So you'll be on channel 3 unless you are told otherwise. So that should already be set for you, but do check that it is on channel 3. And then the other thing you need to know about a radio is it is not a phone. You talk to it into here and you can hear them come out. The noises come out from the other fence judges. There is a push to talk switch on the bottom. You hold down the push to talk switch when you're talking and you release it when you have finished. So when we report on the radio, we talk about our competitors as numbers. We don't talk about them as horse and rider unless we have an incident. So for example, we would say number 7, clear fence 3, number 300, clear fence 5. We will carry on like this and each of you will report in with a short, clear message so that in the control box and in the scoring we can tick these off on our sheet and score you from there. We no longer collect the score sheets each time, so it's very important you do not talk over the top of each other, as you cannot both talk on the radio at the same time, and that they are clear, short messages pronouncing the numbers clearly. Now, when we have an incident, we will talk about them as rider or horses. So if you have a rider fall or a horse fall, please shout rider fall or horse fall. If this is not at your fence, please make sure that you keep quiet and allow the fence with an incident to report in. Once you use the words horse or rider, the controller's ears will prick up, hopefully, and you will be able to clear it, put in your instructions. So first of all you will say rider fall, and then you will say what you need, whether you would need a paramedic, a vet, or the fence repair, or if you need everyone, just shout send the cavalry and they will all come to your assistance. So please only use the words horse or rider when you have an incident at your fence. It's very important that when you do have an incident at your fence, you do have your radio with you at all times. Don't leave it on the car seat and then jump out of the car, because if we're trying to catch you and you're with the faller, then you won't be near the faller, your radio will be in the car. So please do make sure that you keep your radio with you, and don't panic when you have an incident at the fence. It won't be long until help is on the way. Make sure you use your radio clearly and ask for exactly what you need so that we can help you as quickly as possible. In all your fence judge packs you will also find a whistle. This is more important when you think. All day during an event people are walking the course and sometimes they are busy chatting or even on their phone, and they cannot hear the horses go round. You as fence judges are in charge of your area around your fence, the approach, the landing, the takeoff and meters from it. It is very important to blow your whistles every time a horse comes to make the people aware that a horse is approaching. If your whistle does not have the desired effect, please use your voice and ask people to move off the course so we don't have any incidences. So this is the score sheet that we use when we are fence judging, and I'm just going to run through it so you're happy about filling it out. In the top right corner we have the sheet number, so we start at fence 1, we write the class, here at Calmsden we're currently on the 90, we're at the 90 course, initial your sheet and write your fence number. So we're at fence 9 at the moment. Then when you see the horse, and only when you see the horse, do you write the horse's number in the horse number column. So hopefully they have gone clear, and you tick clear and you write 0 penalty points in the total column. Then if they've had a first refusal, it's 20 penalties. If they have a second refusal, it's 40 penalties, so a total of 60. And if it is 3 refusals, that is elimination, and they must leave the course at a walk. So you fill in the relevant boxes. There's another box for rider fall, horse fall, trapped horse, and missing out the jump, which is also all elimination. And then if anything has happened at your fences, we ask you to write a note about what's happened, or you can use the back of your sheet to draw a little picture, just in case we have any queries throughout the day, so we know what's happened. And then the last thing to fill out is the time. So now we're going to talk to you about the timing clock, and this is used as every horse passes your timing marker. So you choose your timing marker at the point, the stop point, which at the end is as the horse passes the white point now, you'll click the clock, and then you will hold the clock round your neck, fill out your pad, watch the fence, fill out your pad, and then when it gets to doing the timing point, you will write the time on the clock on the pad.
Three, 1, 5, clear over 9. 281, clear 9. Two, clear 9.
So just also a little note about the clock. If you are judging the first fence at the start or the last fence at the finish, then you need to use your clock slightly differently. We ask that you time your timer point at the first fence is the start box, so as the horse leaves the start box you will press the clock. And if you're at the finish fence, your timing marker will be after the fence through the finish line. So just to recap, if you do the first fence, the clock is out the start box, and if you do the last fence, the clock is through the finish flags. So now we're going to talk about stopping horses and the stopping procedure. This is where it is very important that you have your stopwatch. I would always recommend you wear it around your neck so that you're never far from it, and you will also need your flag. So you will hear from the control team that you will need to stop your horse at the fence. Normally there are some preferred stopping fences on course, but you all need to be ready in case you are asked. So here you will need to have your clock ready and your red flag. So when you have picked your timing marker, and in this case it is the Portaloo, every time a horse goes past you'll be clicking your clock, but on the time you are asked to stop the horse. As the horse approaches you, you will click your clock to get the time, and then you will go in front of the fence and wave your red flag. Tell the rider that you have stopped the horse, there's a hold on course, and that you have stopped them. Ask them to walk around and say when you're ready you will restart them. When they're walking round, you will record the first time that you used, and then when you are asked, and only when you are re-asked, you will send the horse beyond, past the portaloo in this case, and when they canter past it again, you will re-click the clock and record the second time. So therefore you will have 2 times, one for when you stopped them and one for when you restarted them. You will then use your radio to radio these 2 times into control, where they will do the maths to work out how long they were held for. So in our horse events instruction manual we have lots of details about refusals and runouts which you can read and see. But just to run through a little bit about the refusals and runouts. A runout is quite self-explanatory. They run past the flags and they don't get over the jump. So that's quite easy to work out. But a refusals, it's just a little bit more complicated. So if you have a jump, such as the one here, above 30 centimetres, then if a horse stops or redoubles his effort while taking the obstacle, steps back, or doesn't go forward, jumping from a standstill, which is also very dangerous, he is awarded with a refusal. This will be the first refusal. Then if he turns back and starts again, or stepped back and re-goes, this will be a second refusal, and so on. You're allowed a total of 3 refusals at one obstacle, and then you're eliminated and must leave the course at a walk. If someone has had cumulative refusals around the course, then the control will let you know how many refusals they have left until they have been eliminated. Refusals are slightly different at fences below 30 centimetres, for example like the water, a ditch or a step. Horses are allowed to come to a standstill and have a hesitation and then jump, or they can hesitate for a little bit, normally up to around 15 seconds maximum before a refusal is given, and they are allowed to step sideways, but they cannot step backwards. Now it's very important what you set for one horse is fair and the same for all day long of the competition. So you are allowed to hesitate at fences below 30 centimetres. So when people are refusing at a combination fence cross country, they don't have to retake the first element. So here you can see there is an A, B and C element. The B element is the step, and you will note if they had a stop at the B element, they would not need to go round and jump the A element. Equally, if they had a stop at the C element, they wouldn't really need to go and retake the A or B element. So that's our fence judge briefing, and I'd just like to take the opportunity to say a big thank you for your time, and I really hope you enjoy your day. We welcome the whole family to horse events, so if you do want to bring your children along, your granny, your aunt or your next door neighbour, we would love to see you. We're always looking, and there is a volunteer section on our website, so do sign up to extra dates and pass the details on to your friends and family, as we do like to get as many people as possible involved in the sport. And as you can see, it's not too tricky, and we do provide a lovely lunch and also volunteer vouchers and clothing for all our family. So we really look forward to seeing you in a few days' time.